Male grey-lag geese form male-male pair bonds, and when it's time to raise the young, they team up with a female to make a trio. These goslings have 3 parents, a male couple and a mother. On the same lake, some heterosexual couples are also found bringing up young. This fascinating social mix has allowed ornithologist Philippe Carouette to compare the parenting success of heterosexual couples versus the trios.
The advantage for a trio is quite obvious. You have to look at the advantage for each individual within that group. Each bird has in effect 3 birds to look after its chicks, and thus a better defense against predators. Their chicks are much safer. Also, since the female is with 2 males, she has a higher social rank and a better chance of survival. The female also has more time to take care of the chicks and then seek food for herself.
Besides keeping watch for predators and guarding their young, the 2 males defend their territory from other ganders, a role they seem to take extremely seriously. In this particular trio, one male is dominant over the other and spends more time away defending their territory.
When he returns, he performs a triumph ceremony, both to the female and to the other male. So the group is very important. This male is very particular, because although he's dominant over the whole group, he forgets neither the female nor the male. The connection between the individuals is very strong.
But in this situation, is one male playing the role of unpaid nanny, doing all the hard work for nothing, while the other is father of the chicks?
In the trio we're following, the female only seems to mate with the dominant male. If a trio forms with 2 males of the same rank, there will be occasional fights. But in any case, as far as I know, 2 males do not mount each other.
In these cases, both males mate with the female, and so both males will father some of the young. And the goslings do better with 3 parents. So by providing same-sex parents, nature seems to have found an arrangement where everyone benefits. At the end of the breeding season, when the business of rearing young is over, the female will break away from the happy threesome. In grey-lag geese, it is the male-male pair bonds that persist and remain stable from year to year. But if nature has rules for same-sex parenting arrangements, we haven't yet found them. Goslings seem to benefit from same-sex parents, but for roseate terns, the benefits are far from obvious. Off the coast of Massachusetts, Jeremy Hatch and his research team noticed something strange. In several tern nests, there were more eggs than one female could possibly lay.
Understanding who attends nests of this kind is very difficult because you cannot tell male and female apart by looking at them. What we do in order to establish which are males and which are females is take a small sample of blood from these individuals and identify males and females from the DNA in the blood.
The team colour marked them. They found that the nests with several eggs were attended by 2 females, like this pair. There are more females than males on Bird Island, and 1 in every 10 nests is incubated by a female pair. These terns are also endangered, so could there be a link? In the 70s, female couples were found in several other bird species. Scientists thought that man-made chemicals in the environment might cause females to pair together. So have these female couples been affected by pollution?
A favoured explanation has been that it might be due to some estrogenic chemical introduced into the environment, but we have no good evidence for this. And one of the strong bits of evidence against this is that 100 years ago there were numerous roseate terns attending nests with 3 or 4 eggs in them.
This chemical theory has now been discredited. But if female pairs are normal, how do they fertilize their eggs?
The explanation for how female-female pairs lay fertile eggs is presumably that they copulate with males somewhere else in the colony, because we have trios that include males, but more often than not, the females that pair together do not have a male as part of that social group that's attending the nest.
So the male is essentially just a sperm donor, and one of the females must take on the traditional male role, hunting for food. But in roseate terms, even in heterosexual pairs, the tasks are pretty much equally shared. While one bird keeps the eggs warm, the other is supposed to be away finding food. There is some evidence, however, that females have a slight tendency to prefer housekeeping to hunting. In our pair, there is one female who always seems particularly reluctant to leave her warm bed. In the end, she takes the hint. Apart from occasional squabbles about whose turn it is to get out of bed, what makes these female couples different?
The females that are paired with other females do not differ very much from those paired with males. As far as we can tell, they don't differ in size, and perhaps more interesting, they don't differ in age. One of the simplest explanations would be that these are young birds, but they're not.
So they have much in common, but are they any better or worse at parenting?
The ways that they do differ are that they lay eggs later than most of the females paired with males. They lay rather smaller eggs, and they raise young less effectively.
Researchers wanting an easy life should avoid this controversial subject altogether.